I know I did all this prep yesterday. I set up the camera, I set up this, I figured out that I needed to do this. I'm gonna have to be, my setup that I have filming with the cameras is a little far away, so I'm gonna have to reach to move it a bit, which is gonna be tricky. What I have right now is I'm setting up a key. I should start with hello. My name is Lee. Welcome to the channel. I am streaming a epic showdown with a flail snail. You can see, for those of you who watch regularly, you can see my setup is slightly different from right now. I usually have me as the main focus, and then put in the corners, in like this corner, I'd have the dice cam, and then up here I'd have any charts I wanted to display and stuff like that. This is slightly different. The reason being that we are having an epic battle today, so I wanted to give that the showcase. I have actual minis, and what I'm doing as of now is finding the right tools. So I realized that my except for the flail snail, all my windows are kind of wonky. That's because yes, all my yeah, all my what's the word? Minis are kind of meh. The reason being, I am not big on minis and terrain. I usually do theater of the mind, but I thought that for right now we could do something a little special. Let's no. All right, so then we hit this and do that. So I made a key about which mini represents which of the characters that I've so carefully crafted for this. Well, to be fair, I do character creation streams regularly. My name is Lee. They, them. Also, he or she's acceptable though. And I do character creation streams. That is to say, I spend quite frequently stream, character creation. I'll spend all stream building a character, doing random rolls, piecing out little bits of story. And I thought, since I have this really cool snail mail mini, Flail Snail mini that I won in a drawing from Magic ED, who is very cool. You should check out his channel. I should set it up to do an epic showdown today. I picked this time because I thought more people could come. Guess no one's here. That's okay. So if you are, say hi in the chat. I really like to hear from all of you. Yeah, this is what we got so far. So, right. I suppose I should begin by, oh, yes, the one thing I meant to do was, nope, that is ignored. Yes, this one, is put a image. Here we go. Oh, that might be what I need. We find our image. What I meant to say was, I made a, there we go, flash now. Okay, and I put it right on top of my head because reasons. So I just have to move this to here. Okay, hopefully that is easy. If you can't read it, let me know in the chat. Basically, I'm going to duck out of camera for a little bit and explain what's going on so I can move my minis and set up a scene. So you can see the dehumidifier if I'm not here. Interesting. I'm working on getting a better setup for my filming. I was filming down here because my roommate also has Saturday off, and I wanted to have an expansive setup and not be in her way. So this is how we do it. Okay. So right here in the white, we have with a little purple splotch on her helmet. Actually, we have Claudette. Claudette is a ranger, 3rd level, specializing in 2-weapon fighting. And let me get my notes. I have all of their spells prepped. Claudette does not get any spells yet because she is such a low-level ranger, or an animal companion because there we go. Favorite enemy is the undead. And favorite turn is swamp, so she's not in any position to aid. Yeah, so she does 2-weapon fighting. She fights with a scythe and an axe. So that's her vibe. Then we have black, we have Ethel. And I put her as Edith. Okay. I had her as Ethel. I feel like I could fix that, and I feel like it would be a thing. So we're gonna say Ethel is here. Wait, if Leo's blue, that means these guys go over here. This is why I wanted to make sure I did the setup right. So Ethel, over here in black, a wizard. 2 levels of fighter, 3 levels of wizard. What is she wielding? Wielding a longsword, and generally no armor, because that's a thing. She has good dex though, so that should help. And I believe she has mage armor prepped. I have a list of all their prepped spells that I made on the stream last night, which is very exciting. So we got Ethel in the black. In the blue, we have Leo. See the little blue there? That he is a cat. He has 25 hit points because of the way familiars work, so hopefully he won't die. He doesn't have much in the way of anything other than can deliver touch spells. That's going to be clutch. Shocking grass. Oh, because she has shocking grass prepared. So that's going to be, Leo's going to be key in that. So we have, after which we have Dendron, who is tan. He's here. You can see him, yes. Okay. Being a 1st level druid, 2nd level barbarian, basically a 2nd level barbarian with extra hit points, because honestly, his wisdom is 8, so he cannot actually cast spells, not even Orithans. So that's a thing. He's just pretty useless at druidic arts, which is why he became a barbarian. But he also has relatively low AC and does not wear armor. So that's yeah, so his AC is 12. 15 rounds of rage per day, though, so hopefully they manage to defeat the Flail Snail before that tops out. He does, however, have an animal companion. Her name is Yessa. She has 28 hit points, so not bad. And much better AC than he does. She's a good girl, basically. A wolf, emotional support animal / good girl. Generally pretty cool. Yeah. And then last of all, we have Endrin's sister, Sidinia, who is, both elf. Endrin is an elf. Claudette is a human, I forgot to mention. Edith is a half-orc. Also forgot to mention. Nia is an elf and a druid. Has a quarterstaff and leather armor, so smacking things. Has a couple spells prepared and does not have weapons finesse. I think it's because you can't finesse a quarterstaff, and I so I just did now. Don't worry about it. But here we go. I also wrote down in my wisdom yesterday. Here we go. Spells. We have Ethel has, let's see. So neither Claudette nor Dendron have any spells. Stunia and Ethel have some interesting spells prepared. That will come into play later. Oh, yes. So for, we have Yessa here. I'm going to put, if that is Dendron in the tan, then Yessa's going to go by his side. And Sardinia also has an animal companion, Ferocia. Oh, you can't see. Sorry, you can't see. There. That should. Ferocia, who is a lynx of sorts. Leo is a cat, so we'll see how that goes. A large lynx-like creature, kind of hissing, fluffy, generally cool. We're putting you there. No, not blocking out Leo. Let's move. There. I think that's a pretty good view of everyone. So, and please say hi in the chat, because I'm basically filming this entire setup. Oh, dice. I have a collection of pretty pastel dice. Oh, those are D6s. They can go over there for now. I was using them to roll a character last night. I was playing, so D20 Collective, that's my dice. They're not my sponsor yet, although if any from D20 Collective's watching, hey, think about it. So I have this set, which is the original pastel set that came with this, and a bunch of other pastel sets that I happen to have that also came from D20 Collective that I put in a bag together, and basically the only thing I have in common is they're pretty in pastel. And we're going to use them for this game. So, here we go. Boom. What I can do is dump them out. I don't have a dice cam set up because I only have two cameras, one for me and one for this. So, so far. So I will show you though. We have this one, that one, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just need one and the blue one. All right, excellent. So I have 7 different. Which one from that set here? Would be nice. It's a nice set, but that's not it. All right, appeared to be missing one really nice D20, but that's okay because I have here in my hand 7 different colors of these 20s. That way I can help tell them apart. So I got everyone coming. I got pens here. Okay, good. I am ready to start this. The 2 groups of siblings, Claudette and Ethel were. Ethel is a ranger. No, Claudette is a ranger. Ethel went to the city to study magic, and came back from the city with a familiar and another story to tell. And Claudette was like, asked her, "Hey, why don't we go mushroom gathering?" So they went out, and Sadvina was also, they live in the northern part of the country. Because of the whole tribe of druids, I actually made character sheets for most of them. And was asked to go gather mushrooms as well. And of course, for us, they came along because you have your animal companion with you at all times if you have an animal companion. Because why wouldn't you? She got asked to take her little brother along too. He agreed, begrudgingly, and yes, of course, was not going to be left out because she's a good girl. So, they all met in this cave, and it would have been a tense standoff except they noticed that up on the ledge above them, actually, This is why I need to do one thing. I need oh, hi! Hey! I hope so too. I'm trying to, it's something new. I'm doing well. This is something completely new. I hope you're gonna like it. I need to gather stats for the Flail Snail, which is our main enemy for today. Alright, so it is, there we go. Now I have stats for everything. It is, there we go. So it is a large magical beast, true neutral, which I think makes sense. It's just a flail snail, just trying to vibe in its cave, but two random set of siblings came in and decided to muck things up, and now the flail snail is annoyed. And when you have an annoyed flail snail, you have trouble. So, we are going to have initiative. I'm going to roll. I'm going to get this out so I can write down initiatives. I'm going to roll. I don't have my dice cam, usually I do. But, you know, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so, first we have Ethel with the rainbow die, I'm going to say. Well, the pastel. Which is a 3. Okay, I believe Ethel has decent dex, so we can hope, right? +4, so 7. Okay, then we have Claudette. I'm going to say the pink. What is there? Never mind. Which is a 10, but Claudette has, if I remember correctly, very good dexterity. So, I'm hoping I don't disappoint you. So we have Claudette, young ranger extraordinaire, with a dexterity of 3. So, that's 13. Green, I'm going to give Dendron the green. Gets the green. And that's a 12, and he is +2, so 14. Alright, so far he's going first, but we still have, I'm going to give the Flail Snail the fuchsia one. And that's a, oh, that's a nat 1, okay. Well, and the Flail Snail, what is their initiative bonus, Flail Snail? That is an important question. Initiative is -1. So it's basically an initiative of 0. I'm going to say it goes last. It goes last. I don't know. I don't know if you can have minimum initiative, but I'm going to say 0. Yeah. It's just going to go last. That's fine. Then I would say Leo gets blue, because he is blue, and that's 4, and I wrote down the stats for, he's under Ethel's. Speed 30 feet, Dex is 15, so with a, oh, and he gets +3 on stealth checks. Very cool. For those of you just joining, my name is Lee, they, them, but she or he is also fine. We are running a Pathfinder 1st edition showcase, I guess. My minis are meh, but the Flail Snail mini is actually really cool. It was a gift, a winning from a giveaway by Machiki D, and I really want to show that one off. Basically, I wrote down which characters go with which colors, minis on the screen. Actually, Ethel is, I wrote down Edith, that's my grandmother's name. It's her birthday today, actually, so happy birthday to her. Which is why, 3. Alright, so Leo also gets, oh, I don't even know if he gets a separate initiative, but he has the exact same initiative as his mistress, so I feel like that's a good sign. Then we got Yessa, goodest girl. I'm giving her the purple. That is a 10. She might win initiative with a 10, honestly. She's down here with Dendron. And she's part emotional support animal, part fearsome beast. Plus 3, so 13. So, yeah, I'm going to have her go first because that's it. So, and then we have this also on 10. So, the Ferocia. A lynx, great beast with fluffy brown fur and these big pointy ears and these bright amber eyes, and just who is clouded pink and has a I think Dex is very similar. Dex is 20. Okay, Dex is 20. That's a plus 5. So actually goes first. So that's how we're gonna go. I don't know if you can see this, but the way that Flail Snail is up above the others, it's actually perched on a thing, and there's a little bit of a ledge. So I'm gonna have so to get up there and attack on the same turn, I'm gonna make Ferocia roll an acrobatics check, because I think that would be fair. Because the senses there's something going on. That this great creature, it's like, you know, slimy and disgusting, and she is just not having it. She, and being a cat with this feline agility, just hurdles forward, jumps up. So she is, this mini right here is gonna hop here, and I'm gonna have her make an acrobatics check to see if she can get any further than that and close enough to attack. So let's see, we got Griselda, Claudette, no, it's back a little further. Here we go. We got Stendron and Edith, which so here we go. Ferocia, a lynx, light vision and scent. Does she have acrobatics? She does. She gets a +2 and a +3. It's a class skill and a +5. So for a total of +10. So she's gonna roll that, and we're gonna go back to our written out initiative order, which is this die, this d20 right here. She's gonna roll acrobatics, so it is a total of +10, and I'm gonna set the DC at 17. Yeah, I'm gonna set the DC at 17 to get up there and attack. Let's see how this works. Well, that's a 14, +10 is 24. Oh yeah, she easily does it. She leaps and paws her way up. And so, she's right next to it. I'm gonna say that the, whoa. That yes, she can absolutely get up. So, I'm sorry, I keep moving back and forth, but yeah, so she leaps up and is going to attack. She gets 2 attacks, claws. That's a D3. I don't have fudge. I'm going to have to use a D6. Okay, that's fine. This is, let's see, right, so down here. That's yes, sorry. Here we go. She is going to jump up and, yeah, she has a oh, she gets a bite and 2 claws. I'm going to say she only gets 1 claw because she had to take the turn to jump. But, yeah, she gets a bite attack and 1 claw attack. And is going to be attacking the Flail Snail. Now, the Flail Snail's AC is 18. So she's beaten 18. The bite is, she gets a base attack bonus of +3 and another +3 for strength. So she gets a +6 to her attacks. So, this is her d20. She gets a +6. She needs to beat an 18. Let's see what she can do. So she's going to jump and try to bite. And it does a d6 plus strength. So that's another d6 +3. She's going to snarl and... Oh, that's a 19 on the die. Not threatening a crit, but that is... that's pretty good. Okay. So she sinks her teeth, dealing 1d6. Let's see if we can find her d6 in all of these d6s. If not, we'll just use this d6. So it's 1d6 +3. So, I'm going to write down all of the hit points as well. That is a 4 +3 is 7. Now the Flail Snail has... Oh, okay. I'm not going to say it out loud, but... So she does 7 points of damage. And... Alright, yes, so she does 7 points of damage to the Flail Snail. I'm going to write that down. And after that, she's going to make a claw attack. She doesn't get the base attack bonus, but she only gets the strength bonus because it's... yeah, so she gets the strength bonus, which is +3. So this is at a +3 because it's the second attack, and she gets only 1d3 damage plus strength. So I don't have any of my fletch die with me, so we're going to have to... Well, let's start with a... that's a 3. That does not hit. So... yeah, that doesn't hit. So she bites and then tries to claw, but she only gets... She kind of rakes her claw along the shell, and the snail is unaffected. So it's her turn. Okay, Dendron is going next, and then I'm going to put Yessa right after him, and then Claudette. So Yessa, being goodest girl, Dendron, seeing her rush in, realizes that there is not anything, and he is going to rage. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to rage, and I would say that he is... okay, let's... okay, that's not... Dendron, here we go. All the way back here. His does not have any acrobatics. Has met pretty good dexterity. I'm going to say... yeah, he's going to hustle forward, right? So, yeah, he's going to head, go running forward, and Dendron is, can't, yep, so Dendron is this, Barbarian is going to start, he's going to rage. And with the raging and the running, I think he's not going to be able to make an attack as well, but he's going to run up, and I'm going to have to say he's going to have to make a climb check of, let's see, what would be good DC for that? Yeah, so he's climbing up to try to attack it. He's not going to be able to attack this round. I would say he gets a climb check of DC 15 to clamber up there, which he has a pretty good bonus on that, so we will see how that goes. He gets the green, right? Yeah, so he's going to climb up, he's going to make a climb check, and if not, he's going to, well, we'll see how that goes. Is 3 + 2 + 3, okay, so 8. So he has a +8. He needs to beat a DC 15. Let's do it. Oh yeah, 16 on the die. All right, so he's up there, but he's not going to get a chance to attack this turn. So he's climbing up. Then, and he's going to turn and call out to his sister, magic it or something. Magic it or something. And he's going to do that. Whether she listens or not, we're not sure. But that's what he's going to do. Then Yessa, goodest girl, is not going to let him go up unchallenged. So she is going to run after him. So, yep, she's going to hustle up her way up as well. Here we go. So, yeah, Yessa is going to... And she gets a bit more movement. So I'm going to say that she can run up to here. And she can either... I'm going to say go up. So she can either jump to make... oh, you can't see her because this is in the way. Hang on, let me... yeah, so she's here. I don't know if you can see her there. Oh, well, that just screws everything up. What? Okay, give me a sec to fix the camera. Essentially, why did that get? All right, hang on. I have to go here to fix it. Okay, so you can see all of them. Sorry about the fixing the camera midstream. I just knocked it when I was trying to. All right, you can't really see Yessa, but she's here. Oh yeah, they can see her from that angle. All right, yeah, I guess you can see all of them from that angle. For now, we're just gonna have to be careful not to knock the camera again and go from there. Okay, excellent. So Yessa is, she has a choice. She can either scramble up because it's a steep incline or she can try to jump and attack, which will give her a -2 on the attack with the jumping. Yeah, I'll let her make the movement because she's got extra speed, but she's still gonna have to either jump or make the attack. I'm gonna say that, that's a tricky call. I'm gonna say she's gonna try to jump because up there. She's gonna try to get up the and let's see what her skills are. She has perception, which means she gets a +2 on all climb and swim checks, but doesn't have any ranks in it. So yeah, she gets a +2 bonus on all climb and swim checks. So that's a +2. So that's a +4 on the climb check, and I believe it's a DC 15 we said. So yeah, she's gonna try to. Yeah, she has no skill in acrobatics unless. Okay, yeah. So she's gonna try to jump it. She's gonna try to leap up, and defend her boy. That is her master. This is her responsibility. She's gonna do it. She's gonna try to jump. I don't know how well this is gonna work. We have a D20. Let's see. So she's gonna try to jump it with the +4. That's 7. 11. No, she doesn't make it. So she runs over there, tries to jump, sets her paw, and her paw's kind of scrabble against the rock, and she kind of whines as she cannot make it up, and she knows that her boy is right up there and out of her reach. Okay. Then after that, we've got so yes, it came right after. Then I believe let me check my initiative order. Yesha is a good girl but comes up short. Then we got her. Now we have Claudette. Now Claudette is gonna, as a 2-weapon fighter wielding a axe and a sickle. I did not write down the stats for her axe, so we're gonna have to look it up. So Claudette is the white, so she's actually over there. So she's not gonna be able to make it up. So I'm gonna say, let's see how far. How far is it? I'm gonna say she can make it to here. Yeah, she's just gonna climb up and kind of look at this cat and be like, I'm on your side, don't do it. Because she's unsure on this cat. It's an animal she's never met before. She's a ranger, she's good with animals, but this is, and she knows lynx are notoriously finicky and she does not want any part of this, but she is determined to attack the snail, but that's her whole turn to get there. If she'd made, yeah, she's going to spend her whole turn getting there instead of, and not getting any attacks. So that's her turn. Then we have, Edith and Leo, and then the Flail Snail itself gets to go. So she's gonna, you know what? She's gonna try Shocking Grasp. She knows she can do it, and she's gonna kind of turn. Hey, Leo, remember the thing we planned? And he kind of gives a meow of acknowledgement. And I realized that all the minis are kind of bunched up here because everyone wants to be right next to the snail to get. Yeah, okay, so Leo's gonna be right behind the snail. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that's where Leo is. And she's gonna, so he's gonna run up for his turn, and then her turn is gonna be step forward and cast through the familiar, because it's a touch spell. So he's gonna put one paw on the shell, and she's gonna cast Shocking Grasp, which I'll have to mark down as having been cast. It's a first level, but she's gonna spend the slot and do it. So yeah, so she's gonna cast Shocking Grasp. And I believe that's a range, shocking. It's a touch attack, I think. So I would say that in order to pull this off, let me just double check that it is a touch attack. You successfully melee touch attack deals 1.6 damage of electricity per caster level, maximum 5d6. When delivering jolts, you gain a +3 bonus on attack rolls if the opponent is wearing metal armor or is carrying a metal weapon. Okay, so the first thing that is, Leo has to make a touch attack, and he's gonna roll his because that's, she's using familiar to cast a touch spell, so he has to touch the snail. I would say touch AC is 8. Okay, that's not bad. So let's look at what Leo's got for attack bonuses. He's under Ethel's. All right, so yes, okay, yeah. Here we go. Leo has he's a black cat with white spots, house cat size. He's also very kind of uncomfortable with Ferocia because he sees a much bigger, meaner version of him. He's like a little cat. He gets base attack bonuses +3. So he is a +3 and he uses Dex. So that's he gets the blue die. So we got this blue d20. He gets touch AC is 8 and he is gets a +5, so Peaches has to roll. Okay, that's a nat 20. I would say that's roll to confirm the crit. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's double damage. I know spells don't always crit, but I'm gonna say that, given the circumstances, I'm gonna say make it a house rule that spells can anything that requires an attack roll can crit. If it confirmed, so I have to confirm this. He has to hit same bonuses, which is an 8, but with his base attack and the fact that it's a touch attack, that hits. So he's going to do. Okay, Ethel has 3 levels of it, so it's a 3 caster level. So that's 66 because it's doubled, and 66 of damage. Now the Flail Snail is tricky in some aspects, and you'll see why let's roll the damage and see what we can do, okay? Okay, so that's 10, 13, 14, 15, plus 6 is 21. Okay, so 7 plus 21 is, okay. There's that. Actually, no, that is, we have an interesting thing because the Flail Snail has, warp magic. Anytime a spell targets a snail flail, there's an 80% chance that it produces a random effect instead of affecting the snail. Only spells that directly target the flail snail are warped. Area of effect spells are not affected. If the spell is warped, roll a d10 and consult the following table. So, first thing I gotta do is roll percentiles. Here's a set of percentile dice. The 2d10s, the one with the 10s and 1s and 1s. So, I'm gonna say, if it's higher than 80, it goes through. If it's lower than 80, it gets warped. And yeah, so if it's higher than 80, the damage goes through as normal. If it's lower than 80, we'll have to roll again and see what happens. That is a 1. Yeah, that's a 1. That is a 1 and a double 0. I wish I could had a dice cam because that is a okay. So that didn't go through because it had to be higher than an 80. If I'd said lower than 20, it would have worked. But I said higher than 80, so higher than 80 it is. Now we need a d10 to figure out what the heck happens with all this. So I got this d10 here. It's the green one. We're gonna go to here and consult. Okay, so 1d3 spell misfires. For the next 1d4 rounds, the caster must make a DC 15 concentration check to successfully cast spells. 4 to 6 is the creature nearest the flail snail is affected as if the spell had been cast on it instead. 7 through 9, just nothing happens. And on a 10, the spell rebounds on the caster. Now, whether it rebounds on Leo, because he made the attack, or whether it rebounds on... Well, that would be... we'll figure that out first. First thing, we see if it might... It's just gonna... It might just fail. It might misfire. Spell slots wasted in any case, and we got 4. Okay. The creature nearest the flail snail. Now, this is... yeah, this is complicated. So, we have 4 creatures. We got Dendron, who ran up to try, who's raging, and right next to it. We got Dendron. We have Dendron and Claudette, who both ran up to get in melee range with this thing, and we got Ferocia, who actually attacked it, and Leo, who cast the spell, or who touched him to cast the spell. So that is an interesting dilemma. I'm gonna say that the spell rebounds onto I'm gonna say either Yes and Leo both attacked, so I'm gonna say it rebounds onto one of them. We're gonna use this D8. And odds go to Leo, evens go to Ferocia. Odds, that's Leo. Okay, so it rebounds on Leo as he puts his paw there. The shell kind of Flail Snail's shell kind of shimmers and kind of bounces the arcing of electricity back onto this poor black cat who's just put his paw up and frying his brains out. And how many hit points does Leo have? And oh, and is Ethel stupid enough to? No, she's not that stupid. Okay, so he has 25 hit points. Okay, if she had rolled slightly better on that, he might have been dead. Okay, but as is, he gets fried. He's not quite dead. This is, but he is not in a good place. The Flail Snail is fine. The electricity's arcing off, and all his fur is standing on end. And was that a kind of plaintive? Because it hurts, and he just is not doing so well. That's Ethel's turn, and Ethel is horrified. Leo, are you okay? And she can't see until next turn, so that's her turn. That's Ethel and Leo's turn, and now it is the Flail Snail's turn, and it has been almost electrocuted, though not, and bitten by this ferocious cat. So it's going to start dealing vengeance. It's going to turn. Let's see what can it do. As a free action, can excrete a trail of music that covers its space and lasts for 10 minutes. This mucus comes in two types, slimy and sticky. Character attempts to move to the area. Slipper must make a DC 14 reflex saving throw each round or fall prone. Sticking. All right. So okay. So it's going to excrete slimy mucus, and then it is going to. Oh, it gets 4 slam attacks. Okay, and it gets 10 feet of. Okay, so it's gonna take one against each. You know, if it gets 4 attacks, it's gonna take one against each. That's how this plays out. Okay, so it's gonna excrete slippery mucus and then take 1 slam attack against each of these guys. So, which is Alright, yeah, we're using this d20 for the Flail Snail. That rolled in that one, and then we're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do it. So it is gonna start. It's gonna go in a circle. So it's gonna start with Dendron, who is a raging barbarian right next to it. It's gonna turn and try to slam into him. That is a 5 on the die plus 7. So that's 12, which is exactly Denrin's armor class, because of course it is. And so it doesn't do a lot of damage, just a lot of attacks. It's a d4 plus 3. So we're going to go with this d4 because it thematically matches. This one right here. And we're going to roll it. Come on, let's do this. It is a 2. Okay. It's 2 plus 3, so that's 5 damage. So Dendrin takes 5 damage. And he kind of grits his teeth. I don't believe he gets damage reduction yet as a barbarian, so yeah. Although he does get a few things that I have to consider. But yeah, so he takes some damage. Okay. Okay, so he has 30. Yes, okay, that's good. And he has a great axe. Oh, right, and they have to make reflex saving throws every single turn. Oh, he can shove, but that's not going to happen for... Okay, that's fine then. Oh, it's plus 4 to strength and constitution, which means he gets plus 2 on will save, minus 2 AC, so he... Okay, and plus 6 HP. Okay. And no damage reduction just yet. But it does boost up a lot of things. Okay. Yeah, it would have hit anyway because of the drop in AC, even if... But if it meets the beats. So, we are taking this down. Yeah, so he gets... 5 points of damage as he gets slammed into. Yeah, so he gets slammed into. That brings us to end of the round. Oh no, because he gets 4 attacks, which means right. So Flail Snail shoves into Denver and then spins its tail around and goes for Claudette, who is also right there. Doesn't have a lower armor class, so it's a plus. It's a 14. Plus 7. Yeah, that hits. So it's a d4 plus 3. We need this d4 this time. So that's 7 points of damage, because no, it's d4 plus 3, so it's 6 points of damage for Claudette. And I just check on hit points for all of, so I know how many, in case someone starts to go down. I know has cure wounds, but you might not use it on Claudette, and oh, that's a whole other thing. So she's gonna oh no, let's be talking, never mind. 34. Okay. All right. And then he's going to attack Yessa, the wolf. And we're going to use this die again. It's a 17 on the die, which is more than her. I think that's her AC exactly, but with the plus. Yeah, 17 guesses AC exactly, but the Flail Snail has a +7 attack, so that hits. And she's gonna take. I'm just writing down how many hits everyone has. 1d4 worth, +3 worth of damage. That's 4 damage. Okay, so yes, it's gonna take 4 damage. And Ferocia is going to going to attack as well. Because no, she's going to get attacked by this Flail. Now they're going to try to slam into her as well as it flops its body around. At 16, her armor class is. Should have had this set up for better access, but 18. But oh, that's close. Hang on. Okay, so it's 18. That's a 16 on the die. It's 14 on the die, sorry. And, I don't know what I said. It's 14 on the die plus 7. 20, but it's close. But it does hit. So that's 2 plus 2 plus